Netflix's Bridgerton became one of the most talked about Netflix releases in 2020, partly because of the revelations of its ending. Thanks to the fact that it's based on the 8-book series by Julia Quinn, there is a lot more scandal to be told in the world of Bridgerton. Each season of the Netflix series takes its cues from Quinn's novels, following a different Bridgerton sibling as they fall in love. The first season focused on Daphne, Phoebe Dynevor, as she made her debut in society and fell in love after pretending to court her older brother's friend. The ending of Bridgerton Season 1 sets up further adventures, romantic and otherwise, in the ton, with each of the main Bridgerton family members facing new dawns, even, as the finale says, when some endings feel more final than others. Netflix can explore more on the subject of scandal, the accountability of rakes, and the question of whether Eloise and Penelope will find their matches, no matter how reluctantly. This is what the ending of Netflix's Bridgerton Season 1 means for the show. The big moment at the end of Bridgerton Season 1, and the thing that offers the most promise for the coming seasons, is the revelation that Lady Whistledown is really Penelope Featherington. More important, however, is the question of why Whistledown does what she does. Bridgerton's Lady Whistledown doesn't merely revel in the idea of scandal and salacious rumor, because she rarely writes anything inaccurate, but she is a protector of virtues and a sort of guardian angel of the ton, seeking to make sure anything untoward or immoral doesn't go unpunished in the court of popular opinion. In effect, Whistledown is running her own answer to cancel culture throughout Bridgerton Season 1, which, of course, is merely a sensationalist way of discussing accountability. Whistledown, as an outsider able to take aim at acceptable society with greater impunity, seeks not to target victims or the weak, but to turn society's gaze to injustices, though her own personal experiences of debutante culture have jaded her somewhat. In that regard, she is also fighting back. Why Simon changes his mind about family. Simon smiling after the birth of his child in Bridgerton Season 1. The biggest single story of Bridgerton Season 1 is the courtship and marriage of Simon Bassett and Daphne Bridgerton, who are thrust together through a delightful, trope-embracing meet-cute revealed in the marketing. Daphne wishes to be desirable in Whistledown's eyes, and the Queen's, and Simon wishes to hide from the pressure of debutantes and their meddlesome mothers. Naturally, they fall for one another, but Simon's dark past stops him from committing to a family as he wishes to end his bloodline as revenge for his father's neglect. It's an understandable pain point, but Simon is eventually convinced to turn his back on it, largely through Daphne's pressure that his vow is punishing a dead man and himself. It is also thanks to Lady Danbury that Simon is convinced, as at the Hastings ball, she warns Simon not to become a victim of pride, alluding to the fact that his father's rejection of him was for the same reason. In seeking to avoid becoming his father, Bridgerton Simon, Duke of Hastings almost repeats his greatest sin. What happened to Lord Featherington in Bridgerton Season 1? A close-up of Lord Featherington in Bridgerton. Lord Featherington is killed, to avoid any doubt. Throughout Bridgerton Season 1, Featherington was noted for his poor decisions, not least in the wagers he placed, and his final error of judgment was in engaging the sinister bookmakers in a bet on the fight that Will threw. Unfortunately for him, Will was as good an actor as Featherington was a gambler, and the dive he took gave the game away to Simon Bassett and the bookies. As he spent his winnings, the bookies used connections to infiltrate the brothel and laid in wait for him, taking back what was owed to them. Whether Featherington took his winnings out with him or they broke into the Featherington home is not made entirely clear, but he was an unscrupulous man who threw good money after bad, so it wouldn't be surprising if he had. The final insult Bridgerton's Lord Featherington left his put-upon family was leaving behind his wife and daughters with no man to legally inherit the home. Lady Featherington is shown asking who will inherit their home, and her housekeeper Varley passes a mysterious note in a loaded moment that confirms that whoever it is known to the Featheringtons. Just who it is gets revealed in Season 2 as the Featherington family ends up in the middle of another salacious B-plot for the season.